Good morning. It is Sunday and you're not even gonna believe this. I did sleep, gosh, like 9 hours last night because I was so tired from shopping all day yesterday. But I'm actually heading back to Thriftapalooza. Today is the last day. I'm thinking, I never do this. I never go back to an event after the first day that I'm there. But in this case, I think there's going to be some really good deals because a lot of these vendors are garage sale vendors and they don't want to haul stuff back home. And so anyways, we're just going to go see, we're going to meander. This is not like a rushing through like breakneck speed. I'm just going to take my time and just enjoy the event and the people watching, because the people watching is epic there. The fact that they're there just, you know, to me shows the elevation of this young culture of being into thrifting. But I am going to do a video. Tell me if you would like a video, because the majority of my viewers are over 55, and out of that, the majority are over 65. So tell me if you would enjoy a video about how seniors kill being vintage decor resellers. That's been on my mind lately. I have two good friends you've seen on my videos, Bernie and Matt. Matt's 65, Bernie's 77. And my God, the things that they find that I actually miss at the same sales is incredible because their eye is so good. So tell me if you would be interested in that kind of video. I really want to know. To show you the boots I'm wearing that I bought yesterday for $10. They're so fun. Oh, that's okay. Go ahead and move it. I'm just taking it. So cute. I'm going to take this too. Okay. Set a pile for you over here. I'll take him too. And I'll take these mugs. Okay. I really loved this bright, colorful little tin, and I do collect tins, but not that type. But I was really tempted by that. As I was with this little kitty, he was just so cute. Would you have picked him up? I mean, he was 50% off. Everything here was 50% off. And I know, had it been another day, another place, I probably would have bought more items. But honestly, my budget was pretty tapped out at this point. So I was being very particular. And this one of my number one goals for this event was finding stoneware. So I was so happy to find not just one, but 2 honey pots and multiple mugs. And gosh, what else? Some ramekins, some soup bowls, some little decorative bowls, a vase or 2, and a ton of jewelry. She's kind of scary. Oh my gosh, look at this. Mr. Potato Heads. That's funny. So my second trip to Thriftapalooza was so plentiful. I got some really great stuff, and there were a lot of vendors that were doing 50% off. I got there right at 1. It closed at 3, and I actually missed a couple aisles, unfortunately, but it doesn't matter because I wound up spending the money I said that was going to be my limit, and then Venmoing people when I ran out of money. But you know what? That's okay. That's totally okay. 'Tis the season, right? To buy vintage. Summer is the season, and I am just thrilled with everything I got. Number one, absolutely was looking for stoneware, which I found a ton. I found a ton of mugs, which is awesome. That's what I was on the hunt for. I found barware, which I was on the hunt for. I found cowboy boots, which I was also on the hunt for, and just a whole bunch of other amazing things. So, oh my goodness. This is what my place looks like now, and my car is still absolutely packed. So I'm trying to take tomorrow off. I don't know if that's going to happen because I really need to have at least a rest day. But I'm going to have to tackle it. Luckily, I'm only going to the store once this week and not to the booth, which is good because I need to figure out what to do with all of this after I do a haul. It's a beautiful sunset. I'm finally done working, and I had an artichoke and kind of a cheese and ham and fruit plate for dinner. So if you're new here to my channel, my name is Abigail, and I own a vintage and antique store in Poulsbo, Washington. I have an antique booth in Seattle, Washington. I sell on almost all the major platforms, but my favorite is Etsy, and I do have a coupon code. It is LOVEITBUYIT, and it saves you 15% on your whole purchase. And if you're not following me on Instagram, well, if you just started watching, you should follow me on Instagram if you like the content, because I post every single day. So I had spotted this guy the day before. It is David by Leonardo da Vinci, and he is really spectacular. And typically when you find busts like this, or well, I mean, they're always reproductions, but some are better than others. And this is a really, really good one. It's on this marble base, and it says G. Riguri, which is probably Italian. They actually did have $70 on this, and I'm like, there's no way I can justify spending $70. But when I went back Sunday, I was able to get it for $30. It's still more than I usually pay, but he is absolutely fabulous. And I also got this little bowl. It is so cute. I got it, and it has all this wood fruit that they just threw in. Originally, the price was $8, but it was 50% off, so it was $4. And I'm not sure about the metal. I mean, it almost looks like a mixed metal, but it looks like copper with maybe it's pewter underneath. I'm not sure, but I just like the shape of it. And then I got this teeny weeny tiny little miniature crock. It is so cute. And I also got this, and I couldn't figure out how to open it. I love boxes. Don't we all love boxes? They're so useful and yet so pretty. But I love the brass inlay. I love this beautiful wood made in India. But it looks like it's meant to hold pencils, and this just slides over like that. Anyways, totally fell in love. It's got a secret. It's got a secret compartment. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that is the coolest. Oh, wow. So cool. And I cannot even tell you what I paid for this. It wasn't very much, probably like $2. And I'm going to call this a salt cellar. Originally it was $3. I got it 50% off, so I got it for $1.50. I just love its rustic simplicity, and I think it would look really cool on a counter. And yes, you could put some like salt in it. I haven't looked this guy up, and you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Roseville. They do a similar brown and green glaze like this, but this one is not marked on the bottom. I liked it because of the glaze and the very unusual shape of it, and it was $5, but again, it was 50% off. So Matt actually, I think, spotted this for me, but look at the size of this Japanese kokeshi. She is huge. She is so cool. There's a stamp underneath. I mean, she had $20 on her. I don't think I would have paid $20. I definitely would have paid $10. And maybe she is worth paying $20 as a reseller, because I have sold kokeshi dolls like much smaller than this for $30, $35, $40, but I've never found one this big. I love a nice piece of cinnabar, even if it's not real. And so I totally fell in love with this red chinoiserie Asian box that looks like cinnabar. It is so pretty. And I want to say it was $3, and I don't know. I would love to keep this one, but again, I don't have room in my place for it. And then I thought this was really sweet. This is a needlepoint. It says Church and Company, Arm & Hammer, New York. It is really sweet. And I love this wood frame. I love the colorway with that kind of really pale yellow. And the needlepoint is really unusual. And then it's got this beautiful kind of a rust colored velvet. And again, I don't know what I paid for it, but it is really sweet, and it wasn't very much. Then I also got this. Now this is reminiscent of like an early English style candle holder. And so it would go good in that kind of decorating genre. But it was made in India. Now that what's interesting is you know, the British occupied India for a very long time, 200 years the English were there, mainly because you know, India produces a lot of beautiful things and the British exported those items. And so it could very well be that if you ever found an original piece like this, that it could have still been made in India, but hundreds of years ago for English export. Another piece of brass is this little letter, well, is it a letter holder? That's what I see when I look at it, but I guess you could put napkins in it or mail, right? Well, mail, letters, I guess it's the same thing, but that's what I see it as, is a little organizer, and it's got like footed feet, and gosh, I think this was like $1. And then I got this painting. It is really sweet. It is on board, and it is just a very simple landscape that somebody painted. And even though I have a lot of art currently, I did pick this up because I like the simplicity of it. So very sweet. And I also got this. So this is a knitting basket, and it is vintage, and I cannot even tell you what I paid for it, but I have sold these many times online, and I usually sell them anywhere between $40 and $45. This one's going to be $45 because it is in really fabulous condition, and the florals pattern on it is just really good. I got super lucky this whole weekend with stoneware, and I'm not going to show it all. I mean, I'm not going to show all of it to you because you know what stoneware looks like. But I did like this little honey pot. I thought it was really sweet, and originally they had $8 on it. It is signed on the bottom, and it does have its little stir stick. And so I actually picked up 2 honey pots, a bunch of mugs, some bowls, some ramekins. I mean, I was just like in heaven with all the stoneware that I found at Thriftapalooza. And then just the last thing I want to show you is this rug, this hooked rug that somebody probably made. I think I paid $15 for this, and it does have a little like a little peg on there so you could hang it up. It is really nice. And the one that I showed you last week that I put in the store display, that already sold. I had put $85 on it, and I wanted to get some video of the front of the store for you guys, and I totally forgot, and then it just sold yesterday, so it wasn't even in there a week before it sold. So if you ever find finished hook latch rugs, pick them up because they can be valuable. Joining me on this really fun adventure. If you get a chance to get out and do some thrifting yourself, I certainly hope the thrifting gods will be with you, that you find some fabulous stuff, and otherwise I will see you on the next video.